Buffy the Vampire Slayer gave us plenty of witty one-liners, romantic chaos, and the occasional campy scare. But sometimes it went full horror, the kind of stuff that still makes you uneasy decades later. Today, let's discuss Buffy episodes that are actually scary/creepy, the ones that made us question reality, sleep with the lights on, and maybe check under the bed before rewatching. And make sure to stick around till number 1 because it's not just terrifying, it's genius TV.
Welcome to Sunnydale.
If you clicked on this video,
what you're after.
Buffy Bot. Before we get started, I wanted to give an honorable mention to Cordelia because sometimes that mouth of hers was really scary.
Cordelia! God! What is your childhood trauma?
And also, shout out to our first patron. There's a link in the description. This one's for you, Robbie.
You want to be a member of the Scooby Gang, you gotta be willing to be inconvenienced every now and then.
Buffy was never a straight-up horror show, but when it decided to go dark, it did it with purpose. The show's scariest moments weren't about jump scares. They were about powerlessness, trauma, and the things we can't control. So let's go through these episodes that didn't just spook us, they said something real about fear itself. Season 1 Buffy was still finding its tone, but Nightmares gave us a glimpse of what the series could do when it got dark. Xander's fear of public humiliation, Willow's stage fright, Giles not being able to protect Buffy from death, and Buffy being buried alive, which of course foreshadows future events. This episode definitely isn't one of the scariest, but it gave us a glimpse into how scary Buffy can be. Also, the Ugly Man was a pretty ominous presence throughout.
He's here!
Nightmares was rough around the edges, but it was a scary glimpse into what happens when Buffy's vulnerability and strength collide. Also, it was awesome to see Buffy as Vampire Buffy.
Don't look at me.
Comment below and let me know the first Buffy episode that was either creepy or scary to you. Up next, we have Killed by Death, which is a bit creepier than the last one. If you watched this one as a kid, you definitely had nightmares. It still creeps me out today. The villain, Der Kinderstad, or the child's death, is top spooky. Buffy's sick, and so she's stuck in the hospital where children are dying from something unseen. Buffy catches a glimpse of the monster. Not only is the monster killing the children currently, but Buffy realizes that he killed her cousin Celia when Buffy was only 8 years old.
I don't know what to do, Celia! Help!
It happened right in front of Buffy and she was helpless, but this time she will protect the children. Realizing that she must have a fever in order to see the villain, Buffy drinks the diluted version of the virus. The gang finds Der Kinderstad in the basement of the hospital just about to kill Ryan, and Buffy is able to snap his neck. I'm noticing a pattern that a lot of the scarier episodes had something to do with hospitals, and this isn't even the last one on the list. The next episode is scary, but not in the way that you would think. In Helpless, Buffy's turning 18, and the Watchers Council tests her strength by draining her Slayer powers.
It's a time-honored rite of passage. It's an archaic exercise in cruelty.
Kralik, the vampire she is to be locked in a room with and must kill without her powers, is scary enough. Also, he'll later be Rack, Willow's magic dealer. But he's not what I found most scary about this episode, although the psychotic elements to him are more creepier than a usual Buffy episode. The thing that scared me upon first watch was the distrust and dishonesty of Giles. A man all of us viewers trusted to look out for the gang and have their best interests at heart is secretly drugging Buffy. At this point in the series, Buffy looked up to him like a father figure. It's a scary thing to find out that someone you trust with your life could do something like that to you.
You stuck a needle in me. You poisoned me.
And what made it worse was the fact that when Buffy was her most vulnerable, almost losing her mind trying to figure out what was happening to her, and Giles could see she was suffering, he still didn't step in. While the vampire of this episode was made to seem a little creepier than usual, but to me personally, the sense of betrayal, especially from an adult figure you look up to as a child, is terrifying. Y'all let me know in the comments, what do you think about this one? I know it's not traditionally scary, although like I said, a few elements are, but when I saw Giles put Buffy in a trance and inject her, I was on the edge of my seat.
Understand.
If you touch me, I'll kill you.
Up next, we have Same Time, Same Place, and I think that for me, this is the scariest Buffy episode. So Willow's back from rehab after killing Warren, and somehow she's invisible to her friends. The monster of this episode is a demon named Gnarl. He paralyzes his victims and eats them alive piece by piece.
They helped me.
Fun fact, Gnarl is played by Camden Toy, who also is the leader of the Gentleman in Hush and the Uber Vamp. Willow, realizing the demon is killing people, uses a demon locator spell. When she arrives to the cave, Gnarl paralyzes Willow and begins to eat her flesh while taunting her that her friends have abandoned her. Buffy arrives right on time and attacks Gnarl, poking him in the eyes, successfully killing him. It's revealed that Willow's subconscious caused her to be invisible and vice versa. This one still creeps me out because just imagine you being stuck in a cave, paralyzed while a demon is over you, singing rhymes and eating your flesh. Ooh.
Inside me, you'll already be.
I know I said Gnarl was the scariest for me, but I changed my mind while making the video. Up next, we have Hush, the silent horror. In a dream, Buffy sees a little girl down the hall holding a small box and singing, "Can't even shout, can't even cry, the gentlemen are coming by, looking in windows, knocking on doors, they need to take 7 and they might take yours, can't call a mom, can't say a word, you're gonna die screaming but you won't be heard." Excuse me, y'all, I cannot sing, and I've got a whole episode I'm working on with me singing. Yeah, sorry. So one of the gentlemen opens a box and it steals all the voices in Sunnydale. The next day, everyone wakes up to no voices. The gentlemen float around looking to remove the heart of 7 people and no one can scream for help. Not only are the gentlemen scary, but over 20 minutes of silence in this episode is too. If you saw the movie Veronica on Netflix, it's in Spanish, by the way. It made me realize when you actually have to pay attention and concentrate, it's a lot easier to scare you. The gentlemen are ultimately defeated when Riley smashes their box, releasing the voices, and Buffy screams. This is one that I probably wouldn't watch alone in the dark still to this day. The gentlemen are creepy, their faces are creepy, their floating is creepy, the silence is creepy. Next we have Normal again. Buffy's poisoned and wakes up in a mental institution, and he's told everything, Sunnydale, her friends, the Hellmouth, Slayer, is all a delusion. The episode never confirms what's real. That's part of what's really creepy about it. Is she hallucinating a demon fight, or has she been trapped in psychosis for 6 years? What's really scary about this episode is that you can see Buffy struggle to accept either world. She's really trapped in which world is real. She constantly goes back and forth between both and ultimately decides to trap and knock out her friends. Ultimately, Buffy decides to wake up in Sunnydale and choose that world and save her friend. Back in the other world, in the hospital, where Buffy's still sitting in the corner of the room, she's completely unresponsive as the doctor shines a light in her eye and tells Buffy's parents that she's gone.
No reaction at all. I'm afraid we lost her.
Again, what makes this one really creepy is we don't really ever know which one's the real world for her.
What's more real? A sick girl in an institution.
And think to yourself how scary it would be really not being able to know which version of your real life is real and which one is fake. That's terrifying. You guys, that's all I have for this video. I was originally including Restless, but on a rewatch, it just wasn't scary to me. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. And if you enjoyed this episode on actual scary Buffy episodes, I think you'll enjoy this one on the most tragic deaths in Buffy. It's on screen now.
I may be dead, but I'm still pretty.
Need a hand?
No thanks. I'm good.
Slayer's a robot. Did everybody else know the Slayer was a robot?